Welcome back to another edition of the Moef 3 Up, 3 Down podcast. I'm your host, Cam Smith. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Adam North. Adam, how are we doing today?
Good. Ready to talk some Wiffs. How you doing?
It's Sunday, championship Sunday for the NFL, so it's going to be a good day. Figure we talk about some Wiffs here early on before the games get going. But
yeah,
it's going to be a good weekend. It's been a good weekend so far. So we'll
good
see
to hear
how the rest goes.
Good.
So we have a kind of big episode today. A little bit different from last week, and we talk about some different things, but getting ready to start the season. So in a couple months, so I kind of wanted to talk about a couple of things leading up that might help some guys out. But we'll have three different topics as always. Our first one we're going to talk about is the equipment that we use. What kind of bats, balls that guys in the league use. Then we're going to do a jersey ranking from all of our jerseys from last year, not only the team jerseys, but the all-star jerseys, the miracle jersey, all of them. So we'll get into that. And then we'll wrap up with our first ever guest is going to be Commissioner Josh Rogers. So make sure you stick around. It's going to be a great interview. We're going to have a great show for you guys. And Adam, you ready to dive right into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. We're going to talk about equipment first. And, with that, last year when we kind of started getting into the league, I think a lot of people were not really sure on, what bat to use. Because, normally when you think about wiffle ball, you think of, okay, I'm going to go to whatever store. I'm going to get a yellow wiffle ball bat, and it comes with a ball most of the time, and that's what you play with. Well, for us, we did a little bit bigger. We have bigger bats. It's a little easier to hit. You can modify the balls. So a lot of different things that we use. So, and a lot of people had questions last year. So I thought, what a great idea for us to sit down and talk about it. And that way it kind of gives everybody a couple options on, what they want to use going forward. So we'll start with you, Adam. What is your favorite bat to use in MO-Wiff?
So I'm sure some guys around the league have heard my story about how I found my Nerf bat in my old closet in my mom's house. So I so badly, because of that story, want to love the Nerf bat, but I think I got to say my favorite bat to use in game is the water bat. I like the Nerf for its like straight up power. I've used it in both the home run derbies I participated in last year, but the water bat barrel gives me so much confidence at the plate. And there's one at bat that sticks out in my mind. I had a home run off Sam Skibby last year, inside pitch, pulled it over the fence, and there's no way I would have hit that out with the Nerf bat off the handle. So I gotta say the water bat.
Yeah, it definitely does have an extended barrel, which is a little bit nice. What's funny is that is the one bat that I don't have.
Yeah.
I've used it maybe once or twice. And it's not that I don't like it. I just have so many other bats in my bag that it's one bat that I want to use. I want to try out more, but I'm just like, man, I never really get around to it. And we are, we'll talk about all of the bats that we kind of use that everybody uses, but right now, just for our favorites, mine, I kind of have two top favorites. I love the Nerf. I used it, at the beginning of the season last year, and then in the heat, once it got hotter in the heat, the handle flexed a lot, and actually Cole bent it on a check swing, and we had to take it out for a while. And I ended up, my dad cut the handle off, put a wood handle on, and they got rid of that problem. And once we got it back, I think I used that the rest of the way. I used it in the playoffs. I used it in at UWIFs, hit a couple home runs in UWIFs with it. So that's kind of my favorite bat. I really like that. But the Moonshot is also one of my favorite bats. I have a really nice Moonshot that me, Cole, and Josh all chipped in on and got together. And I think a lot of it too depends on the pitcher. The Moonshot's a little bit heavier, so I don't like to use it, facing a guy like Jordan. But I do love the pop it comes from. And a new bat that I'm really excited to try out this year is the Walk-Off Elite. Did you get a chance to swing that this year?
Yeah, I swung it in our practice derby before the US derby last year. And I did like it. It's so light that it's almost hard to get used to, but I mean, it feels really good in the hands, and it's got good pop. That was my only chance to swing it.
Yeah, I will say, it has a lot of pop. My first reaction when I got it out of the box was, holy cow, this is a wiffle ball bat, and it is the lightest bat I've ever
Yeah.
held. Um, it's it's interesting. It's definitely takes getting used to. I know Jason loves it,
Yeah, he
and I know
does.
he'll use it all next year. I
Yep.
plan to use it more. Um, I've been swinging it, on my pitching machine here at home, and just kind of whenever I get the chance, and I like it more and more each time. It just like I need to get some game use with it. If you check out our YouTube, like this is kind of what the bat looks like. It's very similar to like a softball bat look,
Hmm.
and it's very nice. I got stickers all over mine. I can't have a bat without stickers. Um, but it's a great bat. I can't wait to use it. Um, you know, I think, and for our league too, walk off was a huge help to us contributor. They actually donated one of the first batch of bats to MO-Wiff.
Yep.
So anyone in the league will be able to use it this year, and I would highly recommend it to a lot of the players in our league, especially like newer players, guys that don't really have a bat and don't really want to go purchase one. This is going to be a good bat for you to use because it does have a lot of pop. You saw in the home run derby, me and Jason, I think Josh even hit one. We all are hitting home runs with it, and
Hmm.
it's definitely got some pop. But
Yeah, and especially with how light it is, I think guys that are coming from yellow bats
yeah,
would feel very similar with just a bigger barrel and a little bit longer. So
yeah,
definitely a good feel.
absolutely. Um, so first off, when I kind of started doing this, getting into big bat style, I only ever used the Easton black bat, which
Hmm.
was a great bat for us for a long time. And I really actually loved it. I even had a black Louisville slugger that I used. I hit I hit the walk off home run at UIFs in 2020 with that, and um, but those are kind of low end bats. Lower pricing, and they're not going to have as much pop as some of the other bats. Um, I know a lot of the guys in the league have went out and got a what a bat. Uh, Tim Dean does a great job with those, makes great handles, great grips.
Yep.
And like you said, they have a big barrel, and I think I know Sam Skibby, he hit the most home runs in our league, and he used that
Yep.
every time last year. So that'll definitely be a big bat to use for everybody. But you got the Easton, you got the what a bat, you got the Nerf, the Moonshot. I know quite a people have Moonshot bats in our league too, which is cool to see. I know Jake on my team has one, so we have two.
Hmm.
A couple different guys have one, and then that walk off is going to be available for everyone to use too. So that's going to be really cool. You know, if it's up, it's up to me. I can't have a bat though. I said it before. You gotta have stickers. Like you gotta check out
On
all of our
personal
bats.
flair.
Like yeah, you gotta have it. It makes it look so much better, and
Yeah.
uh, it's just fun. I got that from a bunch of the guys up in the East Coast.
Hmm.
But
It's always cool. I one of the cool things I remember from you was that you getting stickers from Way Too Beautiful, and like the sticker trading community is pretty cool.
absolutely, I got one right here on this one on my
Yeah.
Nerf bat. Way Too Beautiful. They got stickers all around the world. Actually, I know
Yeah.
there's a couple in Italy even. So really cool that
That's
we
cool.
got one, and I got to put one on my bat.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump on to our next equipment topic. The actual wiffle balls. A lot of people think, hey, you just pick up a wiffle ball right out of the box, and I'm gonna start throwing. Uh, it's tough to do with that with a brand new
Yep.
ball.
For sure.
I know you dabbled a little bit on the mound. You struggled early on, with your control over the season, but man, your last two, I think it was last two appearances on the mound, you really, shined and really picked it up, and we're throwing hard strikes, and you looked really good. I'm excited to see where that goes next year. What kind of balls were you throwing, and like what's your favorite ones to use?
So, like you said, something I struggled with is definitely consistency on the mound. I think the best way to get that consistency is with a cut ball. So that's what I typically throw, because I mean, a clean ball is impossible to throw to me. I can't throw clean at all. Except I guess in Skibby's summer league, I did throw clean fairly well, but it was medium pitch.
Yeah, when you throw it slower,
Mhm.
the clean balls are a little bit easier than throw when you're throwing hard and from a farther
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah. And then, but in our league, the cut ball is definitely what I throw. I think because with a scuff ball, I mean, you're never going to scuff a ball the same way twice.
Yeah.
But with a cut ball, you get the most consistency. You can cut it pretty much the same exact way every time, and you know what it's going to do when you throw it right.
Yeah, and I'll say too, it is like when you have a cuffed or or cut or knifed ball, it's an art. Like it's very tough to do. It took me. I have a couple like just practice balls that I have at home that are all beat up that I would never use in the game. They're cracked or broken, and I'll sit there with a knife and just learn how to get an actual good cut with it.
For sure.
I'm still not even great at it, but I'm getting better. I've learned from a couple guys like Sean Steffi, Ben Stant. That's actually where I get most of mine is from Ben Stant. He cuts mine. The ones I use at UWIFs. I get all from him. I don't know how he does it, and he does it in like 5 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's definitely. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in my bucket, I have a variety of different cuts, different scuffs, different clean balls. I like to keep all of them in there, and I use all three. It just depends. Like that's what's so unique about our league is, we get to use the whole bucket. It's not just one ball. It's not just clean ball. It's not just cut ball. You have the option to throw whatever pitch you want at any given time. And I think that really helps some of our pitchers. It helps with the location, with the control, and throwing different strikes and getting batters, guessing, because you got to think of all these different pitches. I really dove into to Palisades, watching some of their videos this weekend. I kind of had some time away from the wife and kid while they were out with with her friends, and it was just nice, like see what they could do with their different pitching. And man, that was just a fun little deep dive I did over the weekend. But man, it's crazy to see what you can do with these different balls, different cut styles, different cut patterns. But man, it's just a lot of work to like get used to what it actually will do. But if you take the time, you practice, and you get used to what the movement's going to be, it really picks up the I don't know what I'm trying to say. It really helps. Yeah.
Yeah. I think one guy that I saw it firsthand because he was on my team, but Brett Spencer, like really, really benefited from the cut ball. He came from Skibby Wiffle Ball League where they all use all clean balls. And he came over here and just picked up a cut ball, and immediately he's like, wow, this ball moves like 5 feet further and I can spot it exactly where I want it. And he picked it up so quickly. I mean, he's been playing with for 20 plus years. So, I mean, he's got that in the back of his pocket, but the way he picked it up so easily just shows how much a cut ball really helps and how much you can really do with it. So
yeah, it's definitely nice to get when you're starting out, to, if you haven't ever like pitched in a long-term league, starting out with just a clean ball, it's going to take you probably a lot longer to figure out different pitches and location, whether when you got a scuff or cut ball. It helps definitely starting out. I know a lot, like MLW, a lot of guys have seen, their league all over social media. They use scuff ball. They go on the concrete, and Kyle scuffs every game ball that they use, and you can see how much easier they control the ball and the different movement they get. It's a lot different than a clean ball. So definitely, if you're good at the clean ball, it is a great pitch. Like actually my favorite pitch to throw is with the clean ball, like my best pitch, but it's so unpredictable. It's so tough to be consistent with. And there's not a lot of options compared to the others.
Yeah. The great pitchers can throw all three. Like you, Sam has a 16 pitch repertoire when he's got all three types. So
exactly. Is there any other maybe fun type of like equipment things or anything that you like to do? Like I know, like for me, I always have an arm sleeve on. I get mine from Sleeves. Hopefully, I talked to Josh. Maybe we're gonna try to reach out to them, see if we can work something out. But I have about 1 million different sleeves from them, to match all my jerseys, everything. But like that's just kind of one of my things. What about you? Do you have anything like that?
So I've tried sleeves, I've tried armbands, tried different stuff, but my big thing is I've always been a big shoe guy. Yeah. So I always like to make my shoes look good, like to match my jersey. Anybody that watched me play on the Dingers last year saw my bright yellow New Balance turfs I always had, and on our surface that we play on, they got to have a toe guard too, because I drag my toe when I pitch real bad, and that helps a ton, because otherwise you're just going to tear your shoes up. So
yeah, I did
that's
that
probably my big thing.
Yeah, I got the I got the Bryce Harper turfs this year, and it's like they're like a actual, like the whole like toe is all like it's more of a hard material than cloth. And we saw I think it was Sam actually ripped through his shoe in one game pitching this year. So it's like I won't ever go to a cloth shoe, but it just, you know, just a little extra things. You know, I always have the tape on my wrists. It's just fun stuff, you know, for me, you know. You look good, you feel good, you play good. And it's just fun to add, you know, a couple extra like accessories and stuff like that to your style, and you know, just makes it a little bit more fun.
Yep. The swagger.
Yeah, definitely. You got to have the swagger. Absolutely. Makes it so much more fun, and just like it just gives everybody like a little, you know, a little slight edge.
Yep. All
right. Well, now we're going to do one of my favorite things. We are actually going to rank our jerseys. And for anyone who listens to Holy Commutes, Trent and Austin do a lot of counter ranking on their jerseys. If you don't know what a counter ranking is, probably a lot of our fans don't. They might not listen, but we are going to go back and forth. We're going to rank our jerseys from last to first, and we are going to start with myself, and we're gonna rank all 6 of our team jerseys, our 2 all-star jerseys, and our MO-Wiff Miracle jersey that Adam is actually wearing right now. You can check it out on our YouTube. It's a great jersey. So I'm gonna start, and this will be fun. I think you know, all of our jerseys were fantastic last year. So whether you're, I think there's 9, whether you're 9th on this list or you're first, I mean, they were all fantastic. You know, Winning Streak did a great job with all of these jerseys. They were all made from the same company, so it's, you know, not a knock on any of them, but you know, this is just kind of our personal opinion.
I would argue it's harder to pick a 9th place than it is a first place.
I actually agree. All right, so I'm gonna start off my 9th jersey, number 9 on the list. I am going to say the Feather Shark All-Star jerseys. That was, I loved it. Actually, I wore that jersey. I still have it. I think it's a great jersey, but I think I'm not a huge fan of the orange, the colors. And it's very similar to a couple of the other jerseys, so I didn't love it as much, but you know, and I think I will put out a picture of all these jerseys on our Twitter page, and maybe we'll do a poll later to see what you guys think too. But Adam, what'd you think of that Feather Shark jersey?
Yeah, so orange is actually my favorite color, so I have a soft spot for that jersey. Plus, I also work at Feather Shark, so
yeah, you know, you're definitely biased. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a little biased. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. They're a little bit repetitive, and they're pretty similar to the Miracle jersey, so it gets a little you know, close. But I honestly like the jersey, but I also had it towards the bottom of the list. But yeah,
I'll actually. I mean, I probably will wear it multiple times, you know, whether we do like at our tryouts or whatever. But it's, I mean, it's definitely a good jersey, but just didn't make it high on my list.
Yeah.
All right, where you got it, number 8?
So like I said, I had Feather Shark, the All-Star jersey, towards the bottom as well. So I'm actually going to go up number 8 with the UCC STL All-Star jersey. Like you said, they're pretty repetitive. They're similar to the Miracle jersey. They still look good. I like the colorways of both of them. I think like I said, they look good, but just a little repetitive.
Yeah, and you know, with those 2 jerseys too, we didn't want to go crazy. It's an all-star jersey. You know, we just wanted, hey, this is, you know, plain and simple. Here it is. You can see it. You know what it is, and you know, didn't really put too much effort into it to kind of make it too much too. So, but I really like the clean concept of them. I really did,
for sure.
I love those jerseys. All right, number 7. I might take some. Oh, you know what? Adam, sorry, I hate to do this.
Oh,
but I'm going to put the Dingers here at 7, and here's why. I think, you know, you didn't have a lot of options going into it with it. You know, you didn't get the logo, you didn't get to pick, the color schemes, and I feel like it was tough kind of having similar, similar styles, with like the Mambas and then having like, the yellow and green, but it wasn't your option. You didn't have that choice. I'm really excited to see what the pilots get to do. I think that's going to be a really great jersey next year, and we'll get to do this again, and we'll see how high you can go with those.
For sure.
But I think just a lot of it was the fact that you didn't really have much of an option to go with.
I didn't even design the jersey. It was designed before I got.
Even better. So this is perfect.
No hurt feelings. Yeah.
Absolutely. There we go. All right. Number 6, where are we at?
Number 6. So I think if you go bold, you can either get it right,
yep,
or you can get it wrong. So I'm gonna go with Mojo. Nothing against.
Oh wow.
Nothing against them. The purple and green doesn't really do it for me. I think I actually liked when they wore the black t-shirts, the alternate jersey sort of thing. I think that actually looked better than the white with pinstripes. But so I'm gonna throw the Mojo at number 6.
At number 6, yeah. I think they are gonna do 2 jerseys next year.
Mm-hmm.
And to counter your point, I actually would have had them probably in my top 3 with that jersey. I love the white pinstripe jersey. It came out so clean for me. I really, really loved it. Doug I thought he did a great job. It was something different, unique. The only minor flaw on that jersey, and nothing on Doug, was the fact that Winning Streak did not put the flag on the back like they did on every other jersey.
Interesting.
So I'll go with number 5. And, this is another one. You go bold or you miss. And this was kind of one of my least favorite jerseys. And, we'll have Josh on here in a little bit, and maybe he'll give me some trouble if he ever finds this out. But I am going to put the Empire at number 5. I think he could have done a little bit better. He kind of wanted to go bold. I didn't really like because I love their logo. I just didn't love the different, I don't know the right technical word to describe how the jersey fit, but the 2 different colors on the jersey, I just didn't really love it. I mean, it still looked good. I like the red. I like, how we had different stuff, but just definitely not one of my favorite jerseys for sure.
I actually like the Empire jerseys. Like I said, orange is my favorite color. It's kind of an orangish red, and with the yellow, kind of makes it even look more orange. So I really liked that jersey, but it definitely had a lot going on for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So top 4 now. Go number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
All right. So for number 4, I'm actually gonna throw. So this is a really tough one because I love the logo so much.
I think I know where you're going.
I just didn't like how the jersey turned out. So we're going Mambas.
Okay, yeah.
So it won National Logo of the Year. So obviously it has a great logo.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just the underlaying design on the yellow. I mean, it's still made top 4. I mean, it's a great jersey. The purple and gold is a classic. I mean, the Mamba colors are awesome. And like I said, it's top 4. It's a great jersey. It's just that I think it could have been a little bit better without the look. I don't even know how to describe the background design that went into it.
It's almost like snake skin if you look at it from a little bit of a distance.
Mm-hmm. I think when you get close, it almost looks like a Mayan symbols almost.
Yeah. It definitely has like a different little design to it. I think too with Cole wanting to do that jersey, there was actually probably jerseys that looked a little bit better, but he wanted the gold. He wanted the Lakers gold, like Kobe Bryant, that Lakers gold jersey. I think he might do 2 jerseys next year, have one the gold and maybe one like a purple or black. And I think that'll look really cool too.
Sure.
But, for the first one, he's like, if I can only pick one, this is the one I want to go with. And he did the sleeves a different color. So it gave the jersey like an actual, look like the basketball jersey, so really cool design for him. But yeah, logo of the year. Perfect. I would say that was not in my top 3. So, but it was, I think 4 is probably right on point for that one.
Yeah.
All right. And so we're at 3, right?
Yep.
3. Number 3, I am going to go with the Melon Heads. Another great logo. Great logo. it's a lot. The jersey's a lot, but it worked.
It did.
The green and pink together, it worked. It wasn't, it's not very traditional, and I think that's why I had it a little bit lower. But Jason did a great job, designing these, and that logo just sticks out so well, and it makes everything look good. I mean, even Jason comes with like the different sleeves. He has a Melon Head sleeve or a pink, green, and a green sleeve. Like everything ties well with it together, and it really did turn out to be a really good jerseys. And that's one that you go bold, and he really hit gold with that one.
Yep, I agree. That's definitely like when I was even talking about the mojo, was I could say when you go bold, you can either get it right or you can get it wrong. And the Melon Heads is what I was thinking of when they got it right. I think
absolutely,
they did really well with that
absolutely.
Jersey. So I actually had Melon Heads in my top 2.
Yeah. See, and I had Mojo in my top 2. That's how this works. Gotta love it.
So all right. So now we're in the top 2. So I'm going to put the Bombers at number 2. So I loved your jersey. I love the simplistic design and then the stripes on the cuffs of the sleeves looks really good, and the green color with the logo looks awesome. I honestly loved your jersey. I had it in the top 3 for sure. So
yeah, thank you. I wanted it to be nice and clean. I wanted a nice sharp look, nothing too crazy. And I think that kind of works, with having some of the other jerseys, that had a lot going on, and then a nice plain jersey. It really stuck out, and I think it kind of brought all of the jerseys together too. That way, none of them are all super similar, but nothing is too different. So I really I take a lot of pride in our jerseys. I'm already designing our next one. I talked with Jake yesterday. So we got a couple ideas to come out with, maybe 2 jerseys next year. I think we could really, really have some fun with it. But, I'm glad you actually put us at number 2 because, I don't know about you, but I did actually have our Moef Miracle jerseys at number 1.
Well.
Yeah, it's such a good look. I don't know if you were in the group chat or not when we were coming up with that.
I don't think I was, though.
Yeah, I think it might have been just me, Cole, and Josh, maybe Jordan, because he was on the Moef Miracle team at the time. But when we came up with these jerseys, we sent a couple of different designs to Winning Streak. They sent us back, and we were all sending pictures, like drawings, in the group chat, and what we could kind of come up with. And it took us a while, but the final product, man, they turned out so nice. I love the nice white jersey. It's kind of got the Blues Winter Classic style look to it, which is kind of what we were going for with our initial logo and our colors. So when that came out, and that's kind of where I got the design from, is the Blues jerseys, and we just kind of changed it up a little bit here and there, and man, it just really pops. It looks great. The colors go really well together. It was definitely my favorite jersey. I actually have it hanging on my wall over here. It's a great jersey. I'm really glad that we decided on that jersey for sure.
Yeah, I definitely had it at number 1 too. Definitely my favorite jersey of our 9. Wearing it at UWIFs definitely felt it was proud to represent the MO-Wiff with such a cool jersey. And then I'm again pretty biased towards blue and yellow. My high school colors were blue and yellow, so definitely a soft spot for that.
Absolutely, there you go. I mean, it's fun. I think these jerseys are going to stick around. I don't think we're going to change them. A lot of teams, especially like traveling teams, it's like UWIFs and NWA tournament and hometown cup, they'll change jerseys every year because they want something different, a little more fun, and there's something different every year. But for me, I don't want to change these jerseys. I think it's a staple look. I don't think we can get much better. I don't want to try to get better and go worse.
Agreed.
But these jerseys just look so good, and I think they give us as a league a really good identity. And I think that's kind of where we came up with the All-Star jerseys too, is from that, because it looked so good. We wanted to kind of keep that same vibe. But man, I would put that up there as one of the top jerseys of any Wiffle Ball League. Didn't win Jersey of the Year, but I think it kind of went unnoticed a little bit, but
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see what we can do next year. If we send multiple teams like Hometown Cup, maybe we have a blue jersey and we
Yeah,
have an alternate. So, but the white definitely will stick around.
I agree. Yeah, and plus the more years, like as we consistently go to UFs, people start to notice, like, oh, they might not notice this last year, but I remember that jersey. Who's
Yeah.
this team?
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think that's perfect for our league and what we're kind of looking for.
absolutely.
All right. Well, we are going to take a second and we will get Josh on here and we'll have our first ever guest with Commissioner Josh Rogers.
Exciting.
All right. And for our third and final segment today, we are going to bring on Commissioner Josh Rogers. Josh, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Ready to be the first guest on the podcast. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, not
Can't
too
start
bad.
any better.
Yep. It was a good weekend. So, even better talking about Wiff. So glad to have you on. Thanks for being our first ever guest here on the show. I want to first off start by, congratulating you on, after a successful first season, and it was so successful, you were actually nominated for Commissioner of the Year. You were a finalist for that. I believe it was like top 4 or 5 of all commissioners in the country. And for a first year commissioner, it's a very impressive feat. What were your kind of thoughts on being a finalist for Commissioner of the Year?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big honor to be nominated. Definitely unexpected. With obviously being our first year and just trying to get things up and running and off the ground and, working through kinks, in the first few weeks, trying to figure things out, how they're going to work, how everything's going to run. This was not expected, especially being on there with some huge names in wiffle ball. Giant names in wiffle ball.
Yeah, it's hard to compete with anything that Kyle Schultz is doing.
Yeah, Kyle Schultz, the guys from Ma, it's crazy. So, but I was definitely excited being a first year league, like I said, and still trying to work out the kinks. But this wasn't all just on me. I know my name's at the top of everything, but with you and Adam, guys like Jason doing the video work, definitely huge on their part. And so I know it's just my name, but you guys are all a part of that too. So
yeah, it's
cool.
definitely a team effort from all of us. But you do a majority of the work. Outside of just the game day setup. All this off season, you've been putting in a lot of time and a lot of your own work, and it really shows. And it's good to see that you get that credit that you very, very well deserve.
Well, thank you. Yeah, off season is definitely the busy part for commissioner, trying to get sponsors and get the league field ready and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely a cool honor, and maybe I'll get on there again. Never know.
Hey, that's the plan, right? Got to keep going and stay up on top of that board.
Be consistent.
We'll go from here.
Yeah, exactly. So to hit on last year too, what was your kind of overall thoughts on not only the behind the scenes stuff, but play on the field and just overall in general of how last year went?
Yeah, I think it went great. I think it was amazing. We had some amazing things happen. We learned a lot, like I said, from the first few weeks trying to figure out videos and how to edit them, and then Jason just taking that and running away with it, and he did a great job. So thank you to Jason for the live feeds, recap videos, all that kind of stuff. To the progress of every player, we went from guys just straight up struggling to hit to starting to figure things out. Me, being one of them. I don't know if I figured things out yet, but
yeah, you need to take some notes from Adam. Adam had a great second half of the season at the plate.
Yeah,
I figured something out. I don't know what it was, but
but it was just cool to see everybody's progress. We were a pitcher heavy league, so to see everybody eventually and finally everybody got a hit, that was pretty cool to see. And just the overall success, being able to secure those 3 sponsors, that's off season stuff. Getting 3 big sponsors to help us get our league up and running for a league that had nothing proven yet. Was a pretty cool thing to have, 3 sponsors step up to the plate to help us out. What else? All the feedback from spectators, mainly the kids, that came to watch our games, from their soccer games or baseball games. It's cool to see them sit down and kind of talk to them. I think that was my favorite part, to talk to the kids and kind of beg them to follow us on social media.
We did plenty of that.
We did a lot of that. And like I said, the play on the field, there were some amazing things that happened. And mainly the camaraderie of the guys. Just we put 30 guys together. We knew a handful of guys. We had a bunch of skivvy guys come over, so they all knew each other. But for the most part, half of the league, maybe over half of the league, didn't know a single person. So that was just cool to see everybody come together. Kind of each team kind of created their own little family. And everybody bonded over their team and what they could accomplish on the field. So just seeing everyone get along, and that was a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to see and watch all the guys kind of come together. We even had quite a bit of big fan bases start to build up towards the end of the season. The Ding squad was huge. I mean, my team, with my wife, and well, she fell off towards the end of the season with being pregnant, but we had a lot of wives and even friends. I know some of the other guys did too. So it was just really cool to see from beginning to end how well everything ran and turned out.
And everything just kind of grew from there too. My team Empire, when we weren't playing, I mean, obviously I was there most of the time, the majority of the time. But my team members were watching the live feeds and commenting and sharing things out that way too. So that was pretty cool to see as well.
Pretty biased, but I mean, the Ding squad was pretty great. But I mean, just the fact that they were able to, I mean, they enjoyed coming. They loved coming every Thursday that the Dingers were playing. And I mean, the fact that they were able to sit there and actually enjoy watching our games is really a testament to how high quality our games were.
I love playing against you guys.
Yeah. Oh, it was fun. I loved it too. I loved watching you guys play against each other. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun, just hearing the back and forth and striking you guys out, and they get quiet. It's just fun to kind of banter back and forth.
Yeah.
So you touched on this a little bit ago. When you said talking to the kids was one of your favorite parts. That's kind of leading into my next question. What is your favorite memory? From this first season, I guess, from MO-Wiff. Not only from a personal standpoint, but it's from a commissioner standpoint as well.
So personal, we played in another league before this, and I was the first one to ever hit a home run at that field in that league. And so being the commissioner of this league, being able to hit the first home run in league history was a pretty cool feat for me. And it just so happened we were the home team in the first game, so I was able to record as a pitcher the first strikeout in the league. So personally, those were the two biggest moments that stand out to me. The third was probably hitting a home run off of you, Cam. But
and that's where I would have went first in my head. I didn't even think about it at the coming up with these questions. Is I totally forgot that you were the first one to hit a home run, and I think at the time I might have been more excited than you were. You can hear me in the video.
Yeah.
I watch that video every once in a while, and I crack up listening to you in the background. You did it again.
It was just such a surreal moment, but that happened so long ago. I mean, it's almost been a year now, but it was a really cool moment at the time. But yeah, definitely you were the only person to hit a home run off me this year. So definitely two big time personal favorite memories. You can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah,
I just wonder who designed the schedule.
Yeah,
that was me. I'll take credit for that. No, I had some big moments home run wise, but that was about it for me at the plate. So those were my personal moments as a commissioner. Like I said, talking with the kids that were there watching, and really just being proud of what we were able to create and put together, just the overall league, the overall camaraderie of everybody. That was huge for me. So
yeah, it was I said this on our first episode. It was so great just watching everybody come together and just building that camaraderie. The memories that we had, I'll keep them with me forever, because it really is just it's a whole summer long league that, not a lot of other people do. We have the Skibby Wiffle Ball League here that's only one weekend, and that's a blast, but we get to carry that on for the entire summer. So a lot of good memories that we had from last year, but looking forward to next season and seeing what kind of memories we can come up with this summer.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And speaking of next year, what are you looking forward to most out of season 2? Is it the play on the field, some of the rule changes? What are your kind of thoughts coming up on season 2?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is just the expansion draft, and that going from 6 to 8 teams is going to be huge for us. Seeing how everybody's going to put their teams together, I think is going to be very exciting. We did it once before, but I think this is going to be even a bigger deal because we know pretty much everybody now. Last year we kind of went into things not really knowing too many guys. We had a spring training event, but not everybody could make it. So, we're going to try to invite some people to our draft. So just the overall atmosphere for our draft, I think, will be pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, the new rules, like you said, I know you guys talked about this in your last episode, which was amazing, by the way. So talking about the new rules for somebody that struggled hitting at myself, I'm kind of excited to maybe draw on some walks and get that competitive medium speed pitch to maybe boost my stats a little bit.
That's gonna be good for everybody.
Boost my ego a little bit, but I think it'll help everybody. Like I said, we were a pitcher heavy league, and I think this will help on both sides of the field. The hitters, the defense will be more into games now. So yeah, just the rules and how that'll affect the games and the overall season. And I'm excited about going to 3 national tournaments with our league. We went to Hometown Cup last year with 1 team, and I think we might be able to get maybe 2 this year, maybe more, maybe 3. Who knows?
Yeah, we got to get Adam there.
Yeah, Adam and Jason and anybody else. I mean, I think we could put 2 competitive teams, maybe even 3 competitive teams together for that tournament. And going back to MO-Wiffs, we had kind of 2 teams last year. We had the Mo-Wiff Miracle, and then we had the Skibby Cardinals. I think the Mo-Wiff team did great. I know they did great. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Miracle can do this year. And then also sending our first team to the NWLA tournament, which would be a new avenue for us. We're not used to clean ball pitching and fast pitch and yellow bats and base running. So it'll be new for us, but I'm excited to send teams to 3 national tournaments this year.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be exciting to see, what we can do with all 3 of those tournaments, and just the amount of fun that we can have at them. It's not really the end goal is not, we have to win. It's more mainly we're going to have fun, and it's just such a great time for all 3 of those tournaments. But I will second you on saying, I'm really looking forward to the draft coming up. I mean, I was over at Jake's the other day, and we were talking about, all right, who's kind of going to fall here, do we think? Like, who are we keeping our eye on? And I mean, we're really looking forward to for the draft and seeing what we can build on our team, and then, see where that goes for the next couple of years, because hopefully we won't ever have to do another draft, and that'll be really exciting.
It's too much pressure for a captain.
As fun as it is, it's one time and let's be done, then we'll do rookie drafts from here on out.
Yeah.
And did you just leak your keeper?
Yeah.
Talking about Jake.
Did you leak?
We never know.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing. With our draft, we're allowing the captains to keep one, protect one, and then everybody else goes back into the draft. So it'll be interesting to see what the captains and who they keep, or if they keep anybody. And obviously with Andrew and Jordan being our new expansion team captains, what they're going to be able to create with their roster, with their draft picks, and it's going to be exciting. I'm excited for it. I'm nervous for it and how my team will come out, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And speaking of losing Jordan, what kind of mindset does that put you in as a captain? Losing, one of the top pitchers in the league. I think he finished 4th in the Cy Wiffle voting. What does that kind of look like for you, and what are you kind of looking for in the draft? Is there anything in particular?
A pitcher, somebody to replace Jordan, maybe somebody to replace me a little bit. Leaking a little bit of information here. I'm not sure how my elbow is going to hold up. I'm definitely going to try and test it out, but no, I definitely need a pitcher. I definitely need some hitters because I'm not that guy. So if I can find somebody that can do both, that would be amazing. So if you guys are out there and you can hit and you can pitch, hit me up because I'd love to have you on my team.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all kind of in that same boat, but I think it's definitely going to be tough losing a guy like Jordan. I mean, I'm losing Andrew, which sucks because he was a great number 2 pitcher, but seeing both of these guys in a captain's role next year is going to be a lot of fun. They were a great fit for the league. They did a lot, and it's going to really even out the competitive balance among all of the teams. You know, everyone's going to have a dominant first pitcher, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, who kind of comes up with the top second pitcher in the league. I think Cole might have a good start, you know, being as he is a second pitcher. But it'll be interesting to see Adam actually, you know, if when you pitched at the end of the last season, you know, if you can replicate that, you and Brett will be a great 1-2. So that'll be interesting to see.
That's if he's keeping him, Cameron.
Exactly.
We already talked about that. I think in our last episode, you can't name him.
That's why I had to
somebody.
Yeah, that's why I had to call Cam out this episode.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
you better sign Brett to that 10-year max contract.
Yeah.
You know, in keeping on the Empire, you know, what was kind of your inspiration of coming up with the Empire name and logo?
So I always enjoyed, you know, the talks of like big teams that always won championships and how people said they created an empire there, like Tom Brady with the Patriots and Jeter with the Yankees, that kind of thing. So I kind of ran with the empire theme. I might have seen it in like a minor league, you know, when I Googled minor league team names, like Adam kind of did when he was searching for his new team name. So I kind of went with the Roman Empire theme, and that's where the idea of having a Roman army man, you know, with holding the shield with the wiffle ball bat across the shield kind of came to life. So that's, just the Roman army man, and kind of where I went with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a great look. I do love the logo. I'm a big fan of the shield, actually. I mean, I have stuff up here in my room with, you know, shields on it, you know, from my time in the Marine Corps. And I really do love the logo. I love the old school vibe to it with, you know, back at the Roman Empire. So really cool. Excited to see, you know, maybe you change up the jersey a little bit going into next year. I know a couple of us are talking about having 2 jerseys, so that'd be cool if, you know, if you come up with something like that. But definitely a great logo and a great team name and a great foundation to build off of. Adam, what kind of do you think about the Empire?
Yeah, it's well, if Josh hasn't heard our jersey ranking yet, but I won't spoil anything, but I like the Empire a lot. I like the jersey a lot. I like the colors. I'm pretty biased towards the orangish red with the yellow. So
you're saying number good. 1? Is that where
I said I'm not spoiling anything, so I can't say.
All right.
Don't get your hopes up though.
Oh man. Okay.
Sorry.
That's fired. All right.
Yeah. Now I want to do a little fun segment with you guys. Adam, I want to get you involved in this a little bit too for a couple of these questions, since, you know, some of our listeners don't know these answers for us. We're going to do a nice little rapid fire segment here with questions. Josh does not know the answer does not know these questions. So we're going to read them off, and, you know, first thing that comes to your head, you know, we'll just spit it out and we'll get rolling.
Cool.
First question is, what is your favorite pre-game meal?
I usually don't eat before games because I'm running around trying to get kids dropped off places and then get to the field to get things set up. So I don't really have time to eat before the game, but I do have a post-game meal. I usually swing by everybody's favorite gas station, QT, and pick up a hot dog, 2 spicy chicken taquitos, and a Gatorade, and I'm on my way. So
Dinner of champions.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It's probably not the healthiest thing in the world, but man, it's good.
Hey, you gotta love Quick Trip. That's my go-to. It's the only place I go to for gas. Adam, what about you? You have
Sponsor
pregame meal?
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ooh.
we got my work and they're a big company for us. We
Yeah.
Quick Trip actually is our biggest client. So maybe I can put in an
There you
order.
go.
Great done, man.
For me, it goes kind of back to my high school days with baseball. Every time a game before I pitch, I would have a BLT. So before full games this whole summer, I would have a BLT. It's just one of my super easy to make, one of my favorite meals, just real quick, tastes real good. Gotta have the mayo. Super good.
Oh, gotta love mayo. Love that. I actually, when I eat BLTs, it's mainly just bacon
Oh,
and
yeah.
lettuce, no tomato,
Yeah.
just
It's like
bacon.
BBBBLT.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I did the same thing. A lot of times on my way to the Chesterfield complex, I stop off at McDonald's and get myself a 10-piece chicken nugget meal with the large sweet tea right before the games. I did it once, it worked, and I stuck to it for most of the year, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why you pitch so well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Sometimes it was a little worrisome, but hey, I felt good, so why not? All right, our next question here: do you believe in superstitions?
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
everybody that's a baseball fan or wiffle ball player, I think we all have them. But do you have any in particular?
So back in high school, I don't know why I did it. I think I was struggling like I did in MO-Wiff this year. And I don't know why I didn't think of doing it this year, but I put a dime in my sock and it just helped. I don't know. It worked. And so I stuck with it. I kept a dime in my sock for the rest of the season. And yeah, that's my super.
Yeah, you probably should have brought that out. Maybe you would have raised that average up a little bit.
Was this one season or like your whole high school career?
No, I think it was just one season. But I also used to.
Didn't work that well then.
Oh, wow. Man, Adam's rough right now. No, I also used to touch my hat like before every pitch playing Melon Field. And so like I always had a spot on my hat that was just gross because I touched it every single pitch.
Adam,
So
make sure you remind me and we keep an eye out for spider tack.
Yeah. On the hat.
I don't need help with that. Come on, man. I need help with my elbow. That's what I need help with.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna get there eventually. Adam, what about you?
Yeah, always been a big superstition guy. I think it goes even back to the BLT thing. Like I always had one before every game. Didn't feel right if I didn't have my BLT. I would like be in the car ride towards the game and be like, it just doesn't. Something feels off. Oh, I forgot to eat my BLT. But if I didn't win it, or if I won a game, I would not clean my jersey until we lost. So I would always keep the jersey dirty, kind of the next week. Kind of the smell that reminds you that you won last week. So it's kind of a good feeling. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah, smell of victory. It's a great thing to do. I know a lot of guys do stuff like that. So it'd be a little tough, sometimes out on that turf when it gets hot and you're getting real sweaty. But hey, man, if it works, stick to it. Don't change it.
I mean, we only won 6 games, so it stayed pretty clean.
Hey, you had
I didn't say that. You brought that out.
You guys had a great run of the postseason, though. Knocked off the Mambas, so definitely ended well, and excited to see what you guys can do next year because it'll be, I think, everyone just getting a little bit better. So, for me, I kind of agree. Both of you guys, I have all my crazy superstitions, and I wear the same socks every game. If I play good, I wear the same underwear, the same sliders. I wash them. I wash all my clothes, but I will wear the same, head to toe, same gear. I got the wrist tape, the necklace. I got everything is the same, and I keep rolling with it. So, all right. Now my next question is, I kind of like this question because I think that it's kind of we'll hit on our first segment. As we talked about equipment in our first segment. What is your favorite bat to use in Moef?
So I mainly use the Moonshot that me and Cole purchased all together. And I don't really bat. It is a good bat. I love it. I don't really agree with how guys go from this bat to that bat all in the same game. Like I don't know, I don't get it.
I do it.
I know you do, and I don't understand it. Like it's not the bat's fault. You just swung and missed. You suck at bat. Like I suck every at bat. But I use what felt comfortable, and I did start to use the walk-off bat a little bit. I did use it at U-Wiffs when I was able to have a couple at bats.
Wasn't that off 12-year-olds?
It was. I did great.
They were a good team. They were a good team.
Let's just, hey, I have hitting stats at U-Wiffs. Nobody can take that away from me.
Absolutely.
Me too. It's a good feeling.
It was. Hey, whatever. But no, I think the walk-off bat, I think I'm going to use that a little bit more. It's really light, feels great. And so it'll be between that and the moonshot, but I definitely favor the moonshot over anything else.
Yeah. And you mentioned, kind of going, back and forth between bats in a game. And I think myself and Cole will tell you this too. Sometimes the bat just doesn't feel right on a particular day. And that's a big reason why I switch. And sometimes it depends on the pitcher too. Like when I'm facing Jordan, I don't want to use the moonshot because it's a little bit heavier. I might want to switch, and then sometimes, hey, I'll pull it out and I'll get a hit off of him. But it's just all about comfort for me. That's just kind of my feel. But I am really, really excited to try the walk off this year. I hope a lot of guys in the league use it. I think it will be, a lot better than, the Easton bat. And I think it's going to provide a little bit more pop for a lot of the guys who may not necessarily have a lot of that power, and they're going to get some, because that bat it's very light and it can fly off that bat. I was talking to those guys today, and it's a great bat. I'm excited to see where they go from here, this being their first one, but it'll be interesting to see. But I'm excited to get that in our leagues in everybody's hands.
Yeah, I know Jason loved it. I know he used it a lot at U-Wiffs, and I think during the All-Star game, home run derby type thing. And I know he's loving it too. So yeah, I'm excited to see what that bat can do for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam, we already asked you yours earlier.
Yeah.
You can sit out this question too. Josh.
Yes.
Clean, cut, or scuff ball while you're pitching?
So in our previous league, we weren't allowed to cut. So I was predominantly, and I only used scuff ball. But once we kind of set our rules into place for Mo-Wiff, and we allowed whatever you wanted to do to it pretty much, I fell in love with the cut ball. Like it's amazing. I'm so much more accurate with it. And so I use cut ball. I do the grid on top and then the 3 X's, sometimes 4 down the sides there, but I don't do anything on the bottom. I know you do sometimes, and I know other guys do a couple things to the bottom of it, but I just like the top and the sides. Yeah, I can't really see that, but if you're watching on YouTube, he's trying to show us his ball right now.
This is one Ben Stamp made for me. It's pretty tough to see on the camera.
Yeah, so I just use cut ball now. Like I said, NWLA, it's going to be a different story once we get there, and we can only use clean ball. But cut ball is my favorite thing to use now.
And what is your favorite pitch to throw? Is it with a cut ball?
Yes, it's with a cut ball. I love the screwball and just seeing people's reaction with the screwball, especially to lefties. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah.
Seeing them duck out of the way and then it just dives back into the zones. Always
borderline assault.
Yeah, I know it doesn't feel good, but I think my favorite pitch to throw is the slider. Not to sound conceited, but I think I have one of the best sliders in the league. It's really
there's not very many of them.
No, and it's one of my favorite pitches to throw because I know, depending on where a guy is standing in the box, like I know where I can locate it and kind of place it either inside, outside, and so slider is my favorite to throw, but screwball is right behind it, especially when it's on.
Yeah, maybe I need to go back. I'm glad you said something about, our old league and we weren't allowed to cut when we played in that league. I don't know if you remember, but I had a really nasty slider.
Yeah,
and
you did.
I cannot throw it anymore. Like I don't remember. I remember the grip. I remember everything. I just can't do it. And maybe it is the cut ball versus scuff ball. And maybe I'll have to mess around with that and add another pitch into the arsenal.
You already have like 13. Do you need
you can never have too many if they're good. Adam, what about you? What is you got a little better on the mound at the end. What was kind of your favorite pitch to throw?
I think my favorite pitch to throw is probably the riser. I love when it can get it centimeters from the ground and then come up and hit the bottom of the zone and just shoot straight down. I think there's actually in the Dingers hype video, there's a video of me getting a swing and miss on cam on a riser. It's pretty clean. Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's and that's our same hype video. I got a couple of risers against you guys that that I love. That pitch is just so fun to throw, especially you said it almost touches the ground and it comes right back up. As a baseball player, that's not gonna be a strike, and then
It's so unnatural.
all of a sudden it
screwballs.
yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of, I talked about this on interview I did with Ben Schaefer, because he asked me what was my favorite pitch to throw, and it's like, man, it's so hard because I do love the riser, but man, that screwball just looks so good, especially to lefties. Sorry Adam, sorry Logan. Logan he's in one of my favorite videos, ducking out of the way, and it just hits right in the middle of the board. But those are just I really just enjoy watching all the pitches, the slider, the riser. There's like two seam action. That
Jordan's
just
got a
comes
little two steam action.
Yeah, so all these pitches are just really great and they're fun to watch.
That's one thing that I didn't even think about. I have to face Jordan now.
You're just not realizing?
I'm just now thinking of that.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun
at all.
I think Andrew was the only one that had like multiple hits off of him this year, and not many people had hits off of him at all. I think I had one, Spencer had one. I don't even know if there was any more than that. He was the only player that pitched in a significant amount of time to not give up a home run. Yeah, it's scary for all of us. Now you'll know how we feel.
I know. Dang. All right. Okay.
All right. Last question. Who is the one hitter that you fear the most in MO-Wiff? I know you're probably gonna say Cole or Sam. Is there anyone else that's on their list, or is it one of those two guys?
It's definitely one of. Cole's up there, Sam's up there for sure. If I had to think of another guy, Andrew. He had several hits off of me, and I gave up my fair share of hits, but I felt like he had my number. Off the top of my head, who else is there?
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what Andrew can do with the full season. I know he missed a couple of the first couple of weeks. Not really. He wasn't in the draft because of some work conflict, and then I had a guy fall out. And then, we kind of picked him up, and he was a big time hitter for us. So
is he going to not be a pitcher this year too?
Hey, if you watch that first game, he was not a pitcher. He gave up 9 runs. 3 of those are off home runs from Sam. He was not good in his first 2 starts, but by the end, he learned quick. I taught him well.
You got to sell it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, I think those 3. Obviously, Cam, you're a good hitter too. So you 4 will probably be the 4 that I am most careful with and work around the most. But obviously, this year is going to be a little different with the walk rule. And but yeah, you 4 are the ones that I would look out for if you're a new pitcher in our league.
Yeah, Adam. Anybody else on your mind?
Yeah, I would agree. Those 4 are definitely scary. Just in most recent memory, I think in game 2 of the Mamba series against us, the Dingers, in the first round of the playoffs, Colin Zerweller was very scary to face. He really figured it out and was really seeing the ball well. So that was definitely a scary hitter to face.
Yeah,
if you're listening, sign up, buddy.
Yeah, we need him back. And along with talent on that Mambas team, Jackson had a sneaky good season. He was very dangerous at times. Mark Vogler was very dangerous in late game situations. Like that was a guy you don't want to face with a tie game, in the later innings, because he hit a couple of big time home runs. Brett Spencer had a couple of big home runs too. Man, I just had somebody else. I don't know how any of us forget this. Spencer Bogat is still in our league, and he didn't have quite the numbers that I thought he would, but he's still very dangerous, and I'm looking for him to have a very big bounce back season. He got the first hit off of Jordan.
Yeah, he did.
A hit in quotation.
Yeah.
Mark's definitely a guy I'm not looking forward to losing. Definitely don't want to. I was hoping he could still fly under the radar enough where I could pick him up, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, once you get that all-star vote,
Yeah.
that makes it tough.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yep.
All right, well, that'll do for the rapid fire and the entire interview here from, with Josh. We want to thank you, Josh, for coming on with us and being our first ever guest. Had a lot of fun talking with you tonight. Anything you want to say to our listeners, our players, and our fans?
Yeah. So just first of all, thanks for having me. I mean, I know I kind of forced it on you because I wanted to be the first.
Yeah.
And in my league's podcast, be the first guest since I'm not doing it. You guys are doing a great job. I listened to the first one. Can't wait to hear the rest of this one. So
thank you.
Follow us on every social media. I'm just really looking forward to this next season and seeing where we go from here.
Yeah, Adam, anything else you want to say before we wrap up here?
Oh, that's thanks to Josh for the interview. Couldn't have started with anybody else better for the first one. So
yeah, absolutely. And like Josh said, make sure if you haven't already, go check out all of our social media platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We'll be posting a lot more coming up lately. We got a lot of big things coming up, and we are very excited and hope you get on board as well. I think that's going to do it here for us today. Josh, thanks again. Adam, thank you as always. And one last thing, if you haven't, check out Wiffle Statement. You can on YouTube. Ben Schaefer and I did a Inside the Wiffs episode, and you can learn all about me if you want. It's kind of just some fun info and inside different players around wiffle ball. So if you haven't checked that out, please do go like and share it or whatever. I would appreciate it. But that'll do it for us here at the Moef 3 Up 3 Down podcast. We will see you guys in a couple weeks.